Welcome back to the Oratory School in South Oxfordshire for the second day of our coverage of the UK Pro Real Tennis Championships. As expected, the 7-time world champion Rob Fahey has made the final. He's up against Nick Wood, but Nick has a classic game. He's a favourite amongst the purists and he may just spring a surprise. Either way, the event has a royal touch as we're in the presence of the Earl and Countess of Wessex. It's exciting to watch. It's fast. There's lots of skill obviously involved, but it's complicated, at least it seems so.
Yes, it's three-dimensional in that sense, playing over the net and off the walls. And then you've got all the tactics involved of trying to get back to the service end. If you're the receiver, you have to earn that right. So there's all the tactics of beating the player on the ground, or by being able to get into one of the galleries. So yes, there's a lot of tactics about it.
Tactics are definitely part of the game, but so too are a few elements which can confuse the first-time spectator. Server. Jonathan Howell and Mark Edel are here to explain.
Now, a different chase this time. Jonathan has hit the ball into what we call the last gallery. It means it's a direct chase. It's going to give him the serve, and it's equivalent of getting his second bounce on this white line. So I've got to go to the other end, and I'm going to get my second bounce nearer to the back wall than the white line.
Back I come to the service end. I chase the last gallery deliberately so I could get this end. This is the best end to be at. Why? Because you've got the service, we've got the tambour, we've got the grill, we've got the winning gallery, and I can score points on the floor like lawn tennis.
As a very average player, watching the professionals play and making it look incredibly easy, it always inspires you to go out there and try and at least emulate some of the things that they do. And because of the tactics of the game, that's always another interesting aspect to see how they're going to play out certain points and what they're trying to do. So there are all sorts of ways of being able to enjoy it.
There are rackets, balls and a net in real tennis, but all are not what they seem.
The real tennis racket, it's a funny shape. The reasons why it's that shape, when they started the game hundreds of years ago, they started using their hand to hit the ball. And as you can see, the real tennis racket has kept that shape over hundreds of years. It's never changed. Okay, the other big difference in this game is the way we hit the ball. In lawn tennis, we topspin the ball, which kicks the ball up in the air. In real tennis, we cut the ball, and as you can see, it keeps much lower.
As you can see, the net is dipped in the middle. It's not because we've forgotten to wind it up. All real tennis nets are 3 foot in the middle and go up to 5 foot at the ends. Also because of Henry, he thought that the court was big enough so that a shot down the line was too unfair, so he made it tougher by raising the edges to 5 foot.
Finally, a tip for today. You've got to back a 7-time world champion, I suppose.
He is, yes, absolutely. I mean, the way that Rob is playing is particularly awesome. But then again, Nick is one of the only 2 players who I think have ever beaten him. So we keep our fingers crossed, and who knows, we may be in for an upset this afternoon. And that's the great thing about this game. If it's not a dead cert, then it could be very exciting.
World champion Rob Fahey justified his billing as favourite to win this event for the 5th time by beating Mike Gooding, who took a rare set off the Australian. Fahey is reckoned by many to be the greatest player ever. He seems to travel the world just winning titles. But he says it's not just the winning, it's the taking part that counts. Looking ahead to the final, how optimistic are you? I presume you're always optimistic, having won 7 world championships.
Yeah, but I mean the thing is I enjoy those matches so much, and that's what I look forward to that, because you know it's going to be a good competition, and at the end of the day I'll be busting a gut to win, but if it doesn't happen, I just enjoy being there.
In terms of enjoyment, how does this tournament rank?
Yeah, I think it's a good one. I mean, such a relaxed kind of atmosphere up here, and the standard of tennis is always good. This is a very fair court. You get a lot more rallies here than you probably on most courts we play on. So, in terms of actually playing, it's a lot of fun.
Nick Wood is one of only 2 men to have beaten the Tasmanian.
Okay, well done. Okay.
Wood has a classic game. He's on the way back from injury, and victory today would be ample proof that his rehabilitation is complete. Well done. You're through to the final against the 7 times world champion.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Yeah, daunting. He's an incredibly strong player, and he's dominated the game for however many years it is now. And he's all taught us, I think, how to play the game, and I think we're learning from him. And I think we're all getting fitter and stronger and catching him up, and hopefully he's getting a little bit older, and we're trying to stay a little bit younger and keep fit and strong.
Could that moment happen in the final?
I hope so. This is my first tournament in about 12 months, 10 to 12 months. So stamina-wise, fitness-wise, hopefully I can hold up. He's had a slightly easier matches through to the final. I've had 2 tough quarter-final and a semi-final tough matches. And I just hope the body holds up.
So now to the main event. The hot favourite, Rob Fahey, against Nick Wood, one of the few pros who knows how to beat him. Wood wins the toss. Could this be an omen?
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Wood won the toss and elected to serve.
So here we are at the final of the 2004 Laithwaites International Professional Singles.
Okay, it's the second gallery.
Wood, having won a brilliant match yesterday against Gunn, and with the knowledge that he has beaten Fahey before,
Out of court.
we'll go into this court with a
15
game
up.
with optimism. It's a tall ask though. Rob Fahey never lost this tournament.
30 love.
He's going for his 4th consecutive title. The world champion is supreme at the moment.
Second gallery worse than second gallery. 30
So
love.
2 chases straight away in the first game. Enables the players to change ends.
Serve release, 30 love.
Fahey coming
Chase
down to the
second
serve
gallery.
for this end, and will defend the second gallery.
Second gallery. $15.30.
Rare volley error from Fahey.
Worse than second gallery.
Another chase of the second gallery.
Oh! No fault.
A fault called. The players haven't heard, now they have. So second serve. Remember, we have 2 serves like you do in tennis.
Yes.
The ball has got to touch at least once on the black
15-30,
part
worse
of the
than second
penthouse,
gallery.
which was the roof. All set. That's a very good serve. Almost an ace. Hitting the nick.
40-15. Better than second gallery.
So it's game point. Nick Wood forcing a chase there, so they're changing ends again.
Receiver leads 40-15. Better than
So
second gallery.
40-15 in the second gallery.
On the chase and the
Fahey
game.
winning that chase and taking the first game of the match.
First game.
So Fahey will be confident too, having not lost his title. And just recently won the World Championship again for the
15 love.
7th time. Great return. Cheeky return. Good retrieving from Wood. That's good pace, hitting the ball going on the roof, giving Wood some time.
Hazard better than half a yard.
And
15
Fahey
love.
just leaving that ball to go into the hazard zone.
Nice.
Leaving that chase deliberately so he can get back to the service end. It's the only way you can get to the service end is by setting a chase, either on the floor or into the galleries, or letting the ball bounce into the hazard chases. Well retrieved. Forcing an error out of
30
Fahey.
love.
But don't worry too much about all the
30 love.
chases. If you're watching for the first time, you can still sit back and marvel at the amazing skill of these players, at the racket control, the pace they hit the ball, the elegance, the finesse. It's just a fantastic game. pace. These
15,
balls can
30.
travel well in excess of 100 miles an hour, and remember they're hard. They're not like a tennis ball. They're solid. They don't bounce as much. They skid across the court. And these players make it look incredibly easy. That ball cutting again off the back
better
wall
than 4, 15, 30.
to enable Rob Fahey to get 2 chases and get back to that service end. That's where he'll want to be.
Receiver leads 15, 30.
And he'll try and stay there as long as
Has a
possible.
chase,
That is the best
better
end to
than
be
half
at.
a yard.
He'll serve one of his fast railroad serves with lots of spin. Tight against that wall. Well played, Wood. Again, applauded by Rob Fahey. He is a very
40,
generous
15,
sportsman.
chase better than 4.
Good cut.
And the game.
Well played. Popular support there for Nick Wood from his home supporters who've come over from
1 game to
Hollycourt.
3.
So Fahey at the service end. A lot of players this week have tried to do that serve, the high sideboard service. It's a little bit like a wedge shot in golf. They're trying to get the ball to bounce onto the roof and tight up against the back wall. That's a very good second serve. You can see that ball really dying in the corner.
15 love.
Plenty of spin. Good matches can last in excess of 3 hours, sometimes 4. Remember, these players don't sit down for a minute and a half like they do in tennis. They continue on. They're incredibly fit. Great racket control. Beautiful backhand. And again, well retrieved. Holding on the penthouse, giving Fahey a chance now, getting time to set up. Fahey taking that ball early off the penthouse, off the roof, on the volley.
15 all.
Making an error, hitting the top of the net. He can serve anywhere he likes that side, as long as it's behind the blue line. Going for the grill, hitting the tambour. The tambour is that buttress in the
30,
corner,
15.
which makes the ball spin across the other side of the court. Wood furious with himself there for missing that one. Again, Rob Fahey sizing up the angle, trying to get a good width onto this serve. And a good pacey return from Wood, enabling
30 all.
Fahey to make an error. There are about 38 different serves you can do in this game. Lots of spin, lots of cut. Trying to give your opponent a miserable time.
40, 30.
It's a bit like a cricketer who can bowl in swing, out swing, off break, leg break. The players have got to be able to read what the ball is going to do, off the wall and off the floor. The ball does take a lot of spin. Well picked up, and of course it doesn't really bounce. You've got to read like that, the ball dying across into hitting the tambour and dying onto the far side of the court. So it's a bigger court than the tennis court, so there's a lot of space to cover. At this level, you have to be extremely fit.
Service advantage.
Fahey was a former lawn tennis champion in Tasmania. In fact, he was the under-16s tennis champion before taking up this game. And his game has just gone from strength to strength. He's widely acknowledged as the world's greatest ever player.
Chase 3 and 4 advantage.
Recently won over $50,000 for winning the World Championship.
Advantage receiver. Chase 3 and 4. Game.
That's a great cut shot.
Receiver leads 4 games to 1. First set.
So
4-1.
good start for Fahey. 4-1 up in this first set.
15 love.
I think the problem that Wood has and other players that play Fahey is that they feel they have to try extra hard to try and do something to beat him. Sometimes you can try too hard. You're trying something different just to make the point. You put a lot of pressures on yourself.
30 love.
But yesterday, Fahey lost a set in this tournament for the first time in over 3 years. And that would be in the back of his mind as well. Really a cut return from Fahey. Such control.
15-30.
Another error from Fahey.
40-15.
I think what makes him different from everyone else is his all-round game, but in particular his volley, his ability to be able to put the ball on a sixpence at will. Tremendous power he has, very fit.
30-40.
And like all great champions, when the going does get tough, he gets tougher. He plays all his best shots when he's under pressure. Great self-belief, of course, he's Australian,
Yes.
They all have that. He's just so confident. He always says, however close it's going to be, I'm going to end up winning. And I think that's in the back of other players' minds as well. A good shot from Nick Wood there. He couldn't quite see it at the angle, but he hit the winning gallery with the little bell we heard.
Service advantage.
So advantage to Wood at the service end. Set up. They'll return the ball hitting the tambor. And then squeezed into the winning gallery. Not sure he quite meant that, but he would take it nevertheless. To take the game.
Game for the server, 2-4.
So well played Wood, 2-4 in the first set. We've seen one or two of those unforced errors from Fahey this week.
15 love.
Just not getting quite low enough. Of course, in this game you have to get extremely low. The ball just skids across the court. Brilliantly played from Wood. Nice backhand off the back wall. Putting the ball straight into the grill. Because remember, there are 3 winning openings on this court. On any real tennis court, you've got the winning gallery with the bell in it. You can just see it on the left hand there. And then you've got the dead on, which you see in front of you. And the grill, which is the glass box in the corner. Hit those, you win a point straight away. There's the grill. And just in front of the grill, you can see the tambor there, and if the ball hits that, it just spins very quickly across the court. An error from Wood, didn't quite bend his knees on it, clipped the top of the net.
15-30. Oh.
Time now for Fahey, set up. That's a great volley. So he's incredibly strong, Fahey. He's got very strong forearms, can whip the ball across at pace.
So he's better than 4, 15-30.
And at will. Although all the green you see is in the court, and the roof is in play as well, it's obviously not a good shot to hit the ball up on the roof unless you're serving. Because you have time, then your opponent gives your opponent time to hit the ball where he wants. So the idea is to cut the ball as low as you can over the net and into the corners, where the ball simply dies. And this is the big difference between real tennis and lawn tennis is.
Receiver leads,
Lawn tennis, you
40-15.
topspin the ball,
Chase better
and in
than
this game you
4.
cut the ball,
Better
so the
than
ball
4.
zips down quickly off the back wall, making it very tricky for your opponent to get back. See that ball
Game.
died off the back wall, and that's well played from Wood. Every game you win against Fahey seems like about 2 or 3 to anybody else.
3-4.
Welcome back. Outside the Oratory School, the Oxfordshire countryside is all peace and tranquility. Nothing peaceful or tranquil about what's going on in the Oratory School's real tennis court as the UK Pro 2004 Championships continue.
So 3-4. Wood fighting back in the first set.
Out of court.
That ball hitting the
15 love.
penthouse and the sloping roof and blooming out of court. Brilliantly played. Oop, going for volley and hitting the penthouse. And into the hazard chases.
First gallery.
Wood
15
deliberately
love.
leaving that one so he could get back to the service end, but great retrieving from both players.
$15-all.
Fahey not frightened to try something new, something different all the time. All the time he hassles his opponent.
Out.
And that ball going out of court.
30-15.
Often if you hit the roof, sloping roof at pace, it goes out. It's Royal Highness and the Countess of Wessex there, keen players.
Has a chase
And the
and
ball
worse
bouncing
than 2.
shape twice there, so 2 chases.
30-15.
Rob Fahey loathes to give up the service end, but of course
Receiver leads
he has to,
30-15.
and he has
Has a
to
chase. Has it
deal with
better
these
than
chases
first
from the
gallery.
receiving end.
$40-15. Chase worse than 2.
So chase worse than 2. Rob Fahey will try and cut this if he can on the volley. No, off the back wall. And
Lost the
Wood
chase,
leaving it because it
30-40.
bounced outside 2. And deliberately do that, so he now wins the point. 30-40.
Last gallery, 30-40.
So Fahey getting back to service end, hitting a chase
Server
there,
leads,
hitting the
30-40.
last gallery.
Last gallery.
Gets him back to the service end. Hits the turn ball, well read by Wood.
Game.
And a beautiful backhand volley to end that point and win the game. 5-3
Server
up.
leads 5-3.
Okay, just doing a little bit of maintenance. Probably some ball cloth has come off, making it slippery. Still 5-3 up first set and at the service end.
Second gallery.
Chase the second gallery. Wood aiming deliberately for the galleries to get back to the service end. Remember, you change ends if there's one chase at the score is game point, or 2 chases, you change ends immediately. That ball just hitting the nick.
15 love.
When you're winning, things go for you.
Second gallery, better than second gallery. 15 love.
So there are 2 chases, they're changing ends immediately. And Wood will come to the service end and defend
Receiver
those
leads, 15
chases.
love. Chase the second gallery.
So he's defending the second gallery to the back wall, which is that blue line there. You can see on your screen he has to get everything back behind that line
Won the chase.
and force an error out of Fahey.
30 love. Better than second gallery.
Second gallery again. So how about
On
that
the
for a volley?
chase.
Both feet off the ground, slamming that ball into the
40
corner.
love. 15-40.
So set point saved. 15-40. Second one duck saved. Brilliant shot from Wood into the grill.
30-40. Game in the first set.
And brilliant play by Rob Fahey, taking the first set there, 6-3.
First set receiver, 6-3. Server leads by 2-0.
So we join this
Third
match
set level.
in the third set. Rob Fahey, having taken the first set 6-3, took the second 6-3. So leading by 2-0 and looking good. That's a lovely shot. Lovely control there, hitting the backhand shot into the tambour.
15-love.
Yeah. Wood must feel he's at base camp at Everest. He's got it all to do. How can he turn this match around? Unusual error there by Rob Fahey. A lot of time, probably too much time to put that ball away. Well returned from Wood there, getting a chase onto the service side.
Better than second gallery, 15-all.
Using the angles.
No, not up. 30-15.
Good serve from Fahey, putting a lot of spin on that ball. So 2-0.
Pull.
Great return. Good cut shot from Wood there.
Better than second gallery, 1 and 2.
So 2 chases called. The ball just bounced twice before he got his racket to it. Going
Receiver
Wood back
leads,
to the service end,
30-15.
2 chases.
Chase better than second gallery.
So the first chase is the second gallery. Still a lot of court there for Nick to defend. How do you get that back? How do you deal with that? He hit that ball at nearly 100 miles an hour with cut and pace into the corner. Chase 1 and 2, a better chase now, less for Nick to defend. Well returned. Well played, Nick Wood.
30-40. Deuce.
And another unforced error from Fahey. He's done a few of those this week, but generally a sign that he's in control because he's not panicking at all.
Yep.
Bit of lack of concentration. Wood won't care, he'll take it. Well played. Hitting the tambour.
Advantage.
Another good cut shot from Wood into the corner. That's a lovely backhand return to getting his width now, getting his angles right, length
Chase
right.
better than 2, deuce.
Beautiful shot. Wood thinking, what serve shall I do? What serve shall I do? What's he not? I don't want him to cut the ball. I don't want him to volley it.
Advantage
No
better
matter what
than
he
2.
served to him, he finds a way.
Service advantage. Chase better than 2.
So Rob Fahey's
Better than
advantage
2.
and chasing 2, so he's only got a little area to defend. And Fahey
the chase
leaves that
and the
ball
game.
deliberately
First
because it
game,
didn't get
third
to chase
set.
2. And He now takes the first game of the third set, so leads by 2 sets to love and 1 game to love in the third set. That's what happens. You see, Wood just tries that little bit extra to force the ball into the dead-on. Makes the mistake of hitting it onto the roof, the penthouse. But again, Fahey had too much time and made a mistake himself. Yeah, that ball was going in for the grill. Nothing Wood could do. Tried to get across and volley it, but was too late on the ball.
Better than last gallery, 15-all.
Fahey now works out of Melbourne. He's been there for several years as one of the professionals there. Collects quite a few air miles as he makes about 7 or 8 trips out of Australia every year to come and compete in these events.
$30-15.
Charismatic character. It's a great shot there, hitting the dead on, using the angles of the main wall.
30-all.
So quickly across. And the ball bouncing twice before he hit it, so it's a chase.
Last gallery, both chases. 30-all.
Fahey not happy that he clipped the net. It's part of the game,
better than last gallery.
There's not one ball he doesn't think he can get back. Incredibly high standards. Beautiful shot from Nick Wood there, hitting the winning gallery. He's done in it. The home crowd trying to muster up some support for him.
Better than last
they
gallery.
know he's got a tough job ahead if he is to stay in this match. Wood running from side to side, Fahey just staying there, clipping the ball, making him run around and getting the air out of him. Fahey in total control. Great display of cut shots, left and right, left and right.
Better than second gallery,
Didn't quite get that one, so let the ball go for a chase. Cut the ball maximum on those serves. And another error. Good force from Rob Fahey though. Advantage in the chase, so the change ends.
Serves advantage, chase, better than second gallery.
Brilliant retrieving. Chance here for Wood. What can he do with it? Beautiful control. It's just immaculate from Rob Fahey. And Wood holds his head. What do I have to do to get this ball to beat Rob Fahey? To get it past him? What do I have to do?
Game to the server.
He's working 10 times as hard as Rob Fahey. So Fahey 2 games to love up. 2 sets up. Serving. Looks slightly long. Yes, and Wood making no mistake there, getting a chase. In fact, it wasn't a chase, he got a nick on his racket, so the ball didn't bounce twice. So point to Wood.
15 all.
Good angle there from Fahey, using the width of the court. It's just not one ball he doesn't think he should get back. Even that ball was hit hard with pace off the main wall. He's disappointed he didn't get that ball back. Right, into the grill I suspect. Hitting the town ball.
30 all.
Making Wood make an error.
.40-30.
This point for 3 love. And possibly an unassailable lead.
And the game.
There it is,
3
games
games
to
to
love. No wonder Fahey enjoys playing on this court. He's going for his 4th consecutive title. This is one of the first courts built in this country for 80 years at the Oratory School.
Out of court. 15 love.
Since this court has been built, there's been several more that have gone up around the country and in 1 or 2 other countries as well.
Better than the last gallery, 15 love.
It's a very active club with over 50 boys from the school playing, getting regular coaching and an active membership as well. And most of them are here today watching this final and have been very supportive all week.
30 love.
So last rally from Wood.
Better than last gallery, both chases, 30 love.
He won't give up, he'll keep fighting, keep
30
fighting.
love. Chase, better than last gallery. Lost the chase.
And Wood
half a
deliberately
yard
leaving
worse.
that ball because he was defending the last
15,
gallery
30.
and the ball clipped the net
Oh,
and therefore
Chase
didn't reach
better
the
than
last
last
gallery
gallery.
line, enabling Wood to leave it and of course win that point. Second chase. Great cut. Look at that cut on that ball. The ball just skidded across the court. Kicked.
40-15.
Making it impossible to get back. This for 4 love. 40-15.
Second gallery, 40-15.
He's made Wood work really hard for every point. Making go left and right.
40-15. Chase the second
Backhand,
gallery.
forehand, volleys. Whereas Fahey doesn't look like he's worked that too hard at all. Well reached. And again, hitting the tan ball there.
4 games to love.
So 2 sets of love and 4 love. Who'd bet against him now? And again, just hitting the nick. There's nothing he can't do, and well applauded by Wood as well. You can't help but admire the skill. There's another fantastic serve, and he's hitting the nick, but you can't just help but admire how good this player is.
Better than second gallery, 30 love.
So they're all hitting the back wall and going out for a chase. Great return. Into
40 love.
Into the grill. That's the thing, you think you've hit a winner against him, and he can hit a ball from an impossible position.
Chase better
back
than
at you
the
at
second
twice
gallery.
as fast. And more often than not, he hits the winning openings.
Won the chase and the game.
So
5
there we
games
go,
to love.
5 games to love now. In the third, and I suspect final set. Nick's played well. It's just, what can you do? There's a beautiful return. I think you've got to find a serve that troubles him, for serve that he can't get that attacking volley on. that one like that. You just got that one back, but
Last gallery,
just
15 love.
clipping the ball into one of the last galleries there to get a chase. Still very disciplined, still trying to make sure that he gets back to the service end. Well picked up, well read. Another chance though, slam.
Last gallery has it better than 2.
Would look disappointed there. He hit the tan ball, but of course hit it too high, so the ball bounced back into the hazard zone.
Server leads,
Just
15
what he didn't want to do.
Chase the
He's given
last
up
gallery.
The service end by letting 2 chases happen. Little
15
unforced
all.
error.
15 all has a chase better than 2.
So hazard chase now.
Better than 2.
Fahey has the whole of that side
Has
to
it better than
defend,
2.
and then has to hit the ball beyond the 2 line at the hazard side. And hits the tan ball, and the ball squirts out to the far side of the court to win that point.
30-15.
So not far away. Well retrieved. We're trying too hard. And even after that hard shot on the backhand, Rob somehow found a way to hit the ball into the grill.
40-15.
This for match point and the Lathwaites International Professional Singles title. One match point saved.
30-40.
Still though, 30-40, Rob Fahey. Well done, Nick
3
Wood.
and 4, 30-40.
Still not giving up the ghost. Getting a chase there at match point, getting him back to the service end. The chase is 3 and 4, so Rob has to go to the receiving end and try and cut it behind the 3 and 4.
Chase 3 and 4. 3 and 4.
Still match point. And here's a chance to win the match. Cut the ball in the corner, well retrieved. Beautiful shot there to win the match by 3 sets to love and take the title for the 4th consecutive time. Fantastic display, all-round play from Rob Fahey. Nick Wood played well. No matter how hard he tried, it just wasn't going to be enough with the champion on that type of form today. Well appreciated by the many spectators that have come along today. Well done, Rob Fahey. 6-3, 6-3, 6 love.
The scoreline today, 3-3 in love, is not a great scoreline from my point of view, but you know, he didn't let up. He kept playing. I think he saw me play yesterday, and he knew he sort of had to bring his best game to the court today. He was very steady, very strong. Did what he does best. You know, hit the targets and served very, very tightly. And you know, I tried my best, and it just didn't quite happen for him today. He was just too steady.
Another wet Saturday, another win. Does this ever get boring?
No, I mean, I've mentioned before that, you know, you train hard, you do everything you do to win, so, you know, winning, well, not for me, it can't be ever boring.
Are there times during the match when you think maybe it won't happen this time?
Yeah, you know, particularly before the match. I mean, it's funny how it just doesn't matter how many wins you've had or what your winning streak is. You know, before you're kind of thinking, well, maybe today is the day, you know, and I'm going to go down in a screaming heap. And then Nick, you know, we had 2 good sets there today, you know, pretty tight, and you just kind of think, oh God, if I stuff this game up, then he's up, and then you just don't know. Once you give someone the lead, you can get done easily.
For the 4th consecutive year, please again welcome as champion Rob Fahey from Australia.
So Rob Fahey adds his 5th UK Pro Championship to his already overstuffed trophy cabinet. His reign continues, and his right to be called the greatest the game has ever seen seems ever harder to dispute. A popular winner, and in Nick Wood, a respected loser. Perhaps that comeback from injury will take just a little longer. For the Prince, it's been as much an education as entertainment. No doubt his royal predecessors would approve of his passion for the game, which has its place in history, as well as the future of much-loved racket sports.